Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. One more. Beautiful.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Hey, my voice didn't kick in like a little kid at that time. Sometimes I take a bong hit and I go, oh, podcast. We good today. Well, welcome to the podcast. My name's Joey, aka Puff Mama, and this is Johnny Rogers, my co-host. And welcome all of you watching. Excuse me. We're doing our season 420 series, which is just, an excuse for me to smoke weed on camera with people and put comedians on. It's not really a season. And I called this episode 42. 42 is actually my favorite number, not 420. 42 is my favorite number. I don't know if any Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fans out there will know that 42 is the ultimate answer to everything in the universe. And I chose this episode to be a shout out to the guide because 2 days ago marks the passing of Douglas Adams. 20 years ago, he passed away. He's the author of the original Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book series. And upcoming, I think May 25th, a bunch of fans have created something called Towel Day. Some people might have no clue what the towel means, but it's a significant part of the guide. Anyway, I'm going to just go into some depth, though, a little bit about the Hitchhiker's Guide for people who don't know anything. The guidebook is basically, it's like a tour book for people who want to tour the galaxy and where the best sites are. And kind of like Lonely Planet, but like long before Lonely Planet existed. And the guidebook is like a digital book that you would open on the pages, and each page would have a blurb about, that part of the galaxy or some cultural thing about the galaxy location, wherever you are. Anyways, I just find it funny too. Like, we don't even have iPads on. There's Hitchhikers. I pulled up some images. But it's been going since 1979, so it's quite the franchise with offshoots. And then the movie that actually, I never liked remakes, but I did really like the Hitchhiker's Guide remake with Mos Def and Sam Rockwell is so good, and Alan Rickman plays the robot. Anyways, but 42 is in the book because basically millions of years ago these beings wanted to know what the ultimate answer was, like what's the meaning of life, what's that. So they built this supercomputer that could calculate what the exact answer is to the meaning of life. And many years later they reconvened, and the computer's like, it's 42. And they're like, what? The fuck is that? And they're like, yeah, we thought about it really long and hard, and then I know the answer is 42. And they're like, that's not an answer. And she's like, well, you should ask the right questions. So then they created the Earth, which is a second attempt at finding the answer to life. And the beings created or transcended down into mice, and they are actually experimenting on us. And we're not experimenting on them.
Well, flip of the script.
But my favorite part, literally, especially in the second movie, I love the president of the galaxy, played by Sam Rockwell in the last movie. His name is Zaphod Beeblebrox. And just before the Earth gets destructed, he steals a rocket ship and this chick at a party and just fucks off into the universe with this brand new rocket ship that supposedly can find the meaning of life, can find the place where the meaning of life is. But Sam Rockwell is just so great in it. Because in the original series, he has two heads. He's a being with two heads.
Yeah.
So in the original series, this is a dude who's got this like animatronic head. It's not even very good on the side. And it's hilarious as fuck when you look back at it and you watch at it.
They did a good job in the remake.
But in the remake, he just like flips his head back, and his second head just like comes out and says some vile shit.
So great.
It's so good. Anyways, but yeah, I just wanted to give a little shout out because I fucking love the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, guys. Like, as you see, some of you watchers may have realized I'm a bit of a science fiction nerd. And people will say, "Oh, I like science fiction," but they think Star Wars, they think, Star Trek versus Star Wars, and I'm like, hello, Hitchhikers. Or actually my jam is also I like 60s, 70s sci-fi, but like the cheesy stuff.
Yeah, you watch old
stuff.
stuff, right?
I do. I watched Mothra last night, which is Japanese.
Mothra, yeah.
I love it. They steal these little fairies, and then the fairies, just call out, and this giant moth comes to save them. I don't know. It's kind of fucked up. Yeah, I don't know why. But I did tell myself though, just because I've been so bummed out lately, that I'm like, I gotta watch more comedy. But damned if I can just watch stand-up comedy on TV. I've been trying. I like watching underground clips actually because I was there at the time. And actually, the end of the episode today, we're gonna show a 13-minute clip of Hunter Collins at the underground. So I thought, if I start showing clips. Because we were all there, we watched, and if you weren't there, you can get a really good kind of feeling of what went down. But yeah, we got a great cast today. We've got Brian Ward's up first. He did a bunch of shows at the underground. He was always there, and he also did. I
was gonna say, you want to do some comment shout out first? We got Sister Lois.
Oh, Sister, hi.
Saying hey, Joey, Dr. Just cheers from WNY. Yeah, we got some people watching.
DR,
yeah.
Fuck. Okay, I just ripped a bong hit. If you watch me do that, maybe I'll clue in a second. But hi.
Well. Hey.
Would it be someone I really know well?
Yeah.
Or it's someone I have no idea, and they're just like, hi. Anyway, hi. Cool. We got some watchers in. That usually happens throughout the cast week. People drop in and out, and then by tomorrow there'll be tons. So I'm gonna pretend like people watching tomorrow, you're watching now. Okay, fuck. I'm super high off my bong rip. I was saying who's Brian Ward's up, and then we have Dave Squeaky Wheels. I don't know if some people remember him coming into the club, but Wheelin in his club literally would take the fucking GO train from Windsor on his wheelchair, and then he just wheel about, and because we were right on transit line like Queen Car, he just go sometimes from the GO train with all his stuff. But he just come from Windsor. Anyway, it's a bit of a trooper. And then we got, obviously I said earlier, we got Hunter Collins, so I'm super excited for this cast. I don't know, it's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna bring on our first guest early. I hope he's there. Brian Ward, we were saying earlier, who was always at the club and ran a bunch of shows. And here he is. Hey, how you doing, Brian? Can you hear us?
Can you hear us okay?
Is your audio on?
It says you can't hear us yet. It's connecting to audio.
Zoom's being like their
There
usual Zoom.
Hey guys, sorry.
There you are.
Hey, all good.
How are you?
I haven't used Zoom in a while.
Well, it clearly hasn't changed. It takes 20 seconds to get it all hooked up. You're sitting in the waiting room all this time. Zoom could have for sure made some digital connection. Anyway, cheers. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good. You got a mustache. I've never seen that on you.
Yeah, I've had it for a while, but my girlfriend said, because I just wasn't shaving much during the pandemic, obviously. People think everyone was kind of different levels of giving up, right?
Yeah.
And then I shaved one day, and she said, "Oh, you should keep the mustache." So I did, and
that's hilarious.
my first
now.
Intentional facial hair. So we'll see.
Well, whatever. I grew up. My dad had a mustache my whole life. He never had a beard. Okay, when I was really young, he had a beard in the 70s. But when growing up, he always, and we would make fun of him kind of behind his back. He'd cop stash. Your dad looks like a cop. I'm like, he's not. And now everybody's got a mustache, and he just looks like everybody else. Anyway, just funny.
Yeah, I got on the mustache train late, I guess, but
Well, whatever.
I'm riding it out.
Riding into
do
November.
You
That's
do.
right.
I myself haven't shaved at all. I have like so much going on.
TMI.
Okay, well look at my arms. Like there's nothing there. It's not like it's a disaster. And even if it is, pit hair's coming back. Actually, I've been noticing girls are dyeing it and showing it off like bright pink pit hair. I fucking love
Hey,
it.
do whatever you like.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not gonna die on that hill.
Okay, yeah,
Just do what you want.
yeah, razors are expensive. I get it.
Yeah,
No one gives a fuck in a pandemic now. I
They're
think that's
fucking-
funny.
Yeah,
Exactly.
everyone's like, fuck it, whatever.
I was wondering what was going to turn us back off from shaving.
Like a renaissance.
Yeah,
of fuck it.
I think it's just kind of stripped everyone down to like, not being able to do very many of the things that you like to do, right? So it's like it changed the perspective on what you really prioritize in your life and what you really care
Yeah.
about.
No, for real.
If you're only seeing
Shaving.
yourself and few others, then there's a certain amount of grooming that's going to just change.
Exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
know.
Based
Long
on
as you
what
stay
they
clean.
accept.
Stay clean, folks. Stay clean. Don't
Yeah.
don't
Wash
go
your
2
pits.
weeks without showering.
Yeah. I
Wash
mean,
your
you
pig
got to
pits.
maintain some standards.
Yeah,
We will be
maintain.
going back to normal at some point. So
It's a
you got to be ready.
2-in-1 wash.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think there's going to be some things that are going to stay. I don't know. I've noticed that like a lot of beards are disappearing because I think it's really hard to
mask is
wear
hard.
to wear a mask
Yeah.
with a beard.
And those long masks look dumb.
Like, look,
Let's be
poor guys
honest.
look like they're
Yeah.
wearing like dog
Yeah.
diapers. They look like dog fur with diapers on. Like I hate to.
It's like strapped in and
I'm
their beard
sorry.
is sticking out.
I'm sorry,
underneath.
guys, because your beards are beautiful and your facial hair is beautiful. I love it. But it must be a pain in the ass to have to, especially if you're working in the public, like you have an actual
Hilarious.
job.
Well, even the mustache is like, I picked like a horrible time to start a mustache because even just the mustache is annoying to wear
getting
with a
no
mask.
light.
Okay, well, now's the time. If you could attempt the curl,
Just-
now's the time to do it because you could just strip that off and walk out in public when everything's off lockdown.
if
That's
it gets
true.
big
People
enough, you could hide a mustache in it and roll it down in front of your mouth. And I don't know.
Incorporate it.
No, do the Dan Peters curl. Dan Peters does it. He does it so well. I love it.
The giant Dan Peters.
Like he must spend way more. I spend 10
He
minutes
looks like if Santa Claus smoked
on
pot.
my hair, if that. And I'm like, if I have to spend any more than 10 minutes grooming, I'm out.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, I
out.
mean, this is pretty easy to maintain. I've found based on just have to kind of like cut it when it gets dangling in front of my lips, but it does get pushed around on my face with the mask, and I work during the day, so I'm wearing a mask like 40 hours a week, which is
Oh, you still
can
working
get
at the
annoying.
paint store?
Fuck.
yeah, we never close. We've been like twice as busy as we normally would during the
Good.
day.
Well, yeah,
Like
I suppose.
People are at
everyone's
home.
People are
painting.
doing-
They're like, I'm sick of these walls.
I know. I want to
Yeah,
paint
man.
my walls.
Yeah,
You know what? I'm
I hear
so
that
mad.
story.
All that paint I bought from you for the club, like I bought a bunch of like that gray paint I loved so much. And there's a few other things I had. And then when I closed up the club and I put everything in storage, I did a certain amount of like fixing up and renovating. Like I got rid of the graffitis on the walls and I painted and I was using up all those little bits. But I was saving that gray paint because I fucking love that color so much. I think it was called wrought iron or something. So
Yeah.
you were like Benjamin Moore. These are spectacular paints. I've painted a lot of things and I'll never
It's
go to Home
premium
Depot
paint.
again. Anyway.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
No, like one coat and I'm lazy.
This
I like,
podcast brought to you by Benjamin Moore.
no, this podcast is this guy. I would make sure he was in the store too. So that,
No, I got a deal. I just had to slide it in
no,
at some point.
no deal for you. But anyways, I'm pissed though because I saved a half a can and I left it there. Like I just left a few things. It didn't matter anymore. And I've afterwards.
Well, I'll hook you up.
Fuck me, fuck. Like that's sitting under the sink. I
You see what that shout out just did? He said
What?
he'd hook you up.
I'll
Well, I
hook you
know,
up
but
again at the next club when
The
you
next
when
club
everything.
is gonna be that color. Do you know why I liked
Yeah.
it? because in the dark it didn't look quite black. It was like perfect for, you know, those spots where I painted all the corners. So it didn't look like a pit. And when there was Christmas lights on it, because it was a weird color of gray, it was slightly purpley. Like it just looked stellar. Then I had the navy blue floor. Anyway, I liked it. Like that.
Navy blue floor.
No, I wanted it to look like comforting and
Yeah, no,
chill
I get
and
it.
like deep water, but not too deep. I don't know.
Yeah, they're nice. It's nice colors. That wrought iron's a nice
It was
color.
like a stone
Yeah.
and water combo. Anyway,
I see,
whatever.
I see.
You're painting my next club is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I
Not
got
you,
you.
not you. No, you're gonna help me.
I'll supply it.
I have all these people that'll be like, "Oh, I'll help you design it," and I'm just like, I think I just want to paint a new box, the same colors I had it, and put all the stuff I've been hoarding. See, look, we have some stuff on the walls here, some paraphernalia.
Yes, kind of recreate the look of the last
That was
of the
his
underground.
idea. That was his idea.
Oh, yeah, I was like, throw the underground.
But
stuff
wouldn't
on
that
the
look
wall.
good with wrought iron wall instead of like these white ugly eggshell that we decided that we didn't want to? It's not our apartment; it's a rental, so
Hmm.
to leave a gray wall is kind of rude, eh?
Well, who cares?
Not rude. I wouldn't
Yeah.
paint it for that, but I would only paint it once. Okay, I'm high. I did a really big bong rip before, and I was gonna talk about some things. So,
Here I find myself talking about paint once again.
I know.
It
Let's get
follows
away
me
from your
everywhere.
job. Let's not talk about what you do for money. Let's talk about what you do for fun. Do you miss comedy? Holy fuck, eh?
Oh man, very
More
much so.
lockdown, no.
Very much so. It's been hard. I did
You
like a
produce some
few
good
shows.
shows.
Yeah, I had a really good run in the beaches, like in the East End for a while, and then the bar that I was at closed down, and we moved to Comedy Bar, and had a bunch of really good shows there as well, which was really nice. It was monthly at Comedy Bar, but I was
Top
running
shelf.
it with Top Shelf Comedy and I was running that when I was running in the beaches, it was every Friday, so it was weekly. So we kind of cut back to once a month at Comedy Bar because they have so many shows that happen there. You can't really it's very difficult to have a weekly show at Comedy Bar on a weekend, right?
Yes.
So yeah, but those shows were always pretty much always sold out, and they were really good time, and it was nice being able to kind of, as you know, like have a space where like people love to come and perform and also love to come and watch. And yeah, that's been one thing that's definitely I've missed. Obviously missed performing as well. But I just can't get into the whole virtual comedy
I'm having a hard
show, you
time.
know.
Yeah.
And like I've no disrespect to anyone who is doing
yeah.
it or
There's a
anyone
couple
who
of good
goes and
shows, but
watches
they
them,
work
but
hard.
yeah, I mean, by all means, like if anyone doing it, like that's good, but I just can't. It just doesn't have the same appeal to me.
I
And
need
I
the live
can't.
interaction. I need the live. I need you laughing with me beside
Yeah,
me, so we're
yeah.
sharing that.
And
space.
I don't have a following or anything that I need to like maintain a connection with or something by like creating content or making more stuff. So I miss it, but I'm fine with just waiting until it comes back
Yeah.
Taking
rather
your
than trying to
happiness.
it's in one way it's been kind of nice just being able to just kind of like chill out and not be out so much.
Well, you at least have a job to focus you on. I know some people that
Exactly,
like
right?
they're not working because they were in restaurants and they're just going bored out of their minds. And some of the shit I
Yeah.
see online, you're like, oh man, you poor soul, you really are bored online.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see some people on Facebook or whatever, and it's like, yikes, they're not doing well in this thing. But I've been lucky
No
to have
names.
just kind of some kind of an
No
anchor. Yeah, no, I mean, if you know him, you know him. But if
I
I've
don't want to
the
be that person. I don't want to go, trying really hard to put on a comedy show and then it sucks. And then, people
yeah,
just say one bad thing and I'll just start crying in the corner because I'm fucking crushed because I lost my club.
I'm the same way. I
I'm
just have
happy
a
with
certain
this.
standard. that I want to maintain, and I don't feel like I would be able to do it in that way, like in a virtual way. I tried it a couple of times, like, early in the pandemic, like probably about a year ago or so at this point,
Mm.
but it just felt so weird, and I was just like not interested in trying to navigate it and making it feel normal. I just didn't want it to feel normal.
Well, there's a couple people that are doing pretty good. Those guys at Unknown Comedy Club, Daniel Woodrow, Rodney Ramsey. They
Yeah.
got a shout out to an article read about, and I like that they coined it the first virtual comedy club ever. And I was like, oh, that's nice that they just like tipped the balance in that direction. They
Yeah.
Mhm.
took the claim. And I was like, well, technically they are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if they're
Well, it was
producing
there,
multiple
right? Like,
shows, it's not just one show. They
Yeah.
did the Underground Railroad show and they doing all kinds of stuff. And the marketing's really slick.
yeah, and there's
So
money, like there's definitely money to be made and shows to be produced, and like if you can't go to see a stand-up show, there's room for someone to try and make the next best thing, right? And
yeah.
it looks like I haven't watched the shows, but I've seen like a lot of the ads and kind of promo and stuff for it, and it looks like, about as close as you can get based
No,
on
they're
the
doing good.
Yeah.
circumstances.
I like the format and I like
Yeah.
I just another Black Sheep comedy, Daniel Armstrong. Sorry, Darcia Armstrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, Darcia. Black Sheep comedy, those girls hustle too. That's a good one to watch. But I've just been watching like that kind of stuff, here and there between science fiction episodes. Sorry, I'm a
Yeah,
sci-fi nerd.
I certainly wouldn't bash virtual shows. I just
No,
can't
but I don't have the
do it
strength to
myself.
do that work. I don't know how to fucking go online and I know how to like book a room, put a poster out here and
Yeah.
there, gather some
Yeah.
friends.
Have you found yourself
Word of
being creative in
mouth.
other ways?
Yeah, I mean, I really got into and which I hadn't really done before, but I really got into playing Dungeons and Dragons with some of my friends, like virtually, which I never like. I was always kind of a big board game
Yeah,
kind of
that's
nerd,
huge now.
but yeah, and that's been kind of fun. Like I've been kind of running the game, so kind of creating it, and that's kind of in a way fed a creative hunger, I guess, like to create
Nice.
some kind of a story and have
Yeah,
some
for sure.
interaction with people, and
Yeah.
in a way, I guess you're kind of like entertaining or whatever, because you're the one who's kind of making the thing a show, I guess, kind of a show for everyone else.
Yeah,
But
you're leading the story.
The
essentially,
style the
right?
style
yeah,
of how D&D works too culturally works like in a pandemic online perfectly anyways.
yeah,
Mhm.
Because
exactly,
it's
which is
already an
why
underground subversive sort of
Yeah.
like,
totally.
internet savvy
I know a
crowd.
lot of people on TikTok too. There's a whole like separate community that's just D&D.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we got to kind of
Yeah.
started playing a little bit because we couldn't really get together, and we couldn't really do like whatever play games or whatever the normal way we could. So we kind of tried it out, and we had a good time, and so we kept kind of playing, and we've been playing for once every couple of weeks for the last like 8 or 9 months. So that's been kind of fun, and that also led into a bit of a I started like kind of just making like physical like little, I don't know, castles and stuff like that for like the
Nice.
little miniatures, just because I was kind of learning how to play. So I would watch like YouTube videos about about it, and then I started seeing videos of people like building and making things, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of fun to do. Not that I was expecting to really like
But it's
make
like a
something
game that
really
turns into a hobby, right?
exactly right. It was kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a craft hobby in addition to a
Yeah.
social kind of activity. So a lot of creativity went into there, but otherwise I've just been like kind of watching a ton of TV and playing lots of video games and working. That's been kind of
Good.
it's felt like kind of the same day every
Multi-line.
day.
When we're finally allowed to converge and do shows, I'll definitely get you on our East End show.
Yeah,
I
I'd love to.
I miss my favorite comedians, and there's going to be a park show like I did last year when we're finally allowed to be in parks. I don't want to chance it if we're not allowed to be in parks. I'll
Yeah.
steal that stage
Yeah,
again
sure.
without paying for it, but not until we're allowed to be there.
Yeah,
Like,
they extended
we'll
it to
see.
what, June?
I don't
2nd?
fucking know. It's not.
June 2nd or something they extended it to.
Okay.
Yeah, right now.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is it? I don't
We'll
know.
see.
Is it? It's been over a year, 2 weeks till we flatten this curve.
They're literally like me
It's 2
every
weeks till
morning.
we
Like
flatten the curve.
15 more
That's how it
minutes.
is.
Just
It's 2 weeks till we
it's
flatten
like
the
they
Yeah,
curve.
just keep hitting the snooze button on
Then
this
it's
Snooze
fucking
button,
4
podcast.
weeks.
exactly.
2 more weeks.
It's the snooze button. Oh my
It's the
god.
fucking snooze button.
So
That's their
wrong.
plan.
So wrong and it's so right. And it's only
Doug
Toronto
Ford
doing
comes out and
this.
sees
We're
his
the
shadow,
laughing
and it's
stock
2
of
more
the
weeks of
world.
lockdown.
We're the laughing stock of the world.
Yeah. We were doing so well for a while and it just fell apart in the last, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months, I
Oh
guess.
my god.
Okay, well, anyway.
I know what it is. It was that goddamn what was it? Warehouse, that restaurant. They had some crazy like 700 cases.
Okay, you can't blame
You
one
can't sell
person for
$5
this.
apps and expect good people to come through there.
You can't blame
They
one
ruined it
person
for everybody.
this.
Ruined it.
It's like blaming, one person for, not
It's
recycling.
the summer
or
spread.
It's a anyway. It's also Toronto's very populated and we're kind of Toronto versus
Nah, a lot of
everybody.
people were careless. Trinity Velvets.
Anyway, Amazon.
Amazon too. There's a lot of that.
Okay, let's not labeling. It'll happen soon.
This is a trigger
But
for a lot of
before we
people.
go, I was trolling your Facebook actually looking for a picture and I came across this fortune cookie that you gotten a year ago that you reposted and some epic.
Yeah, the one that said like check last cookie or something like that. See
Where
previous.
is it? You got okay. It says the greatest medicine is the
Oh yeah.
emptiness of everything, and you've gotten that pre-pandemic. The greatest medicine is the emptiness of everything. Anyway, that kind of hit me a little hard this afternoon. I was just like,
she got rattled. By
whoa!
that. She was like,
I didn't
what?
even get.
Why is it on a fortune cookie?
Yeah, this isn't the fortune at all.
But I'm
That
like,
guy was on his
I didn't even
sixth
get
cigarette
this
that
fortune cookie, and I'm down the rabbit hole of thought. Like, who typed that? And what reality were they projecting when they typed that into the fortune
Suicide.
cookie? Is it just meant like, like to be Buddha-like and empty your mind, or is it but this anyway? I just thought I see your irony in that, and I cheers fist pump on your show. You had to what did you say? Something like it's even more relevant today. Anyway, guys,
yeah, it fits.
the greatest medicine is the emptiness of everything. So here we are.
That's right.
We'll
That's
find
the
your
motto to live
medicine.
by. Yeah.
Anyway, just
Thank
a
you
thought.
guys
I
so
thought
much.
it would be an interesting way to end things. Maybe not.
Thanks
Is
for
there
having
anything
me.
anything you want to shout out
don't know.
or bitch about or say to inspire any down and out person? I don't know.
Well, everything is empty. I think we established that. So there's really not too much
It's
to
all
say
uphill from here. It's
beyond
all
that. Take your medicine and yeah, hopefully I'll see you again
That
soon in
being said.
person and do some shows at in the park or at the new spot, wherever you end up. Thanks for having me. Good to see you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Brian.
see you in person.
Bye, guys.
Well, there it is.
Brian Ward, everybody.
Brian Ward, the guru of understanding emptiness.
I don't know. I looked at it. I was like, when I read it as like a darker tone.
Greatest medicine is the emptiness of everything, meaning that obviously, it's more like if you clear your mind or if you clear, your plate and, it's
That's the
there's a
I took it as like
something
emptiness,
healing
like,
about that.
We need to get rid
if
of
you get rid of
everything.
like chaos in your life, it's healing for you.
Yeah,
But here we are, we've been stripped of it all. And anyway,
I get you.
fucking fortune cookie and a half. Okay, yeah. Well, let's keep it rolling. Our next guest,
No
Dave
pun
Squeaky
intended.
Wheels. As I said before, used to trek on up from Windsor. And come and hang out with us at the club.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
can you hear us okay?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah,
we got you.
we got you loud
Oh,
and clear. How
splendid.
are ya?
I feel like I'm doing customer service for OnStar with these dumbass headphones.
Nice.
David,
Trying to
hello,
sell
hello,
me
this is
something?
Yeah, well, I know, I got a little bit side hustle going. I don't know if you know this, JoJo. Pandemic's made it hard for us to just do one singular thing. How are you guys, man? Fuck.
Doing all right.
Chilling.
Just
Yeah,
holding
know.
up in our, Johnny. You remember Johnny from the club? Anyway, he's my roommate now. And
Right
Nice to
on.
meet you. We have met before.
we dressed one wall up to look like the club, and we just podcast from here.
Bestow your heart, man. Bestow your heart. Keep the shit going.
Fuck, I don't know. I'm just at this point. It's like, did I even have a comedy club? Was that part of a simulation in a past life? It's
Feels
such.
like another
It's
chapter.
becoming more and more distant every day, and it's like, how would I even restart that? Like, it's been so long since I put on a show. 6 months. I mean, everyone's going through this. I know all producers, not all, but quite a few are like, how would I even get started? Because even now, like, the digital world has just changed. I don't know.
It really has. It really has. We've
I'd
had
like
to
to
adapt.
think I'd like to think stoners will still stick to word of mouth. And as long as I
Yeah.
stay true to my fan base and never deviate and make sure, my friends have, a good spot front and center, then I think I'll always have at least something, but fuck.
Now, was it your intention for this part of your place to look like the back, like a back room in Dr. Hiss?
I don't know, half of the curve, you can't even see it. It wraps all the way around. There's a whole lot of paraphernalia.
Exactly. If there are steps, and I can go just on the description. I'll just take your word for it.
You what?
I'll just take your word for it.
Yeah,
If there's a million steps, I'm not gonna literally climb up that figurative and literal mountain.
Oh, I see what you were saying. Oh my God. See, I did a bong rip just before. Now I guess I'll have to do another bong rip.
Just gonna do it.
Yeah, no, here's the thing too, just to give some context. I've been watching these and like checking in to these shows like here and there. This is my first time being on it. I'm fucking nervous. I'm very fucking nervous.
That would be
Why?
nice.
You know what it is? Like, I think it's because I haven't been on stage in a while, and you just get squirrely. Like, I've been doing my podcast here and there.
Oh, nice.
Initially, like it's called Wheelin N Dealin, not the cross promote, but here we are. It was just like a joke that I wanted to do because when you listen to those guided meditations, and oh, thank you, yeah, Phantom of the Pussy, latest episode. When you do guided meditations. I'll get to that in a second too when we're doing plugs at the end. But when you're doing those, like the guy would always be so calm and so poised when he's delivering like the instructions to do it. I'm thinking, what if he just got sidetracked when he was doing the meditation? So like his neighbor does something, he hears a domestic dispute, or like just gets sidetracked into something else. So that morphed into a bit for like a few episodes, and now it's just a straight up podcast. So
Cool.
Nice.
Well, I saw it today and I've hit the subscribe button. You can see I subscribe. You can see it. And
Thank you.
but
Go for a
I
lot of
will have
bullshit.
I'll have to listen because I know you wanted me to jump on there too. And I'm like, wait, I want to watch. You had a bunch of porn stars on there too. I'm like, who am I? Like some stoner chick. And he's like next
Okay,
to
just to clarify, I've only had one porn star on there, just my
Okay.
friend Max X. So you would be the first and a half, or the second one, which I guess.
One in a bunch.
Yeah. I don't think it counts in the same way.
Yeah.
But no, she literally just had like a store in Windsor, and I just came in one day and we had similar interests because she knows Russell Peters and I'm a big Russell Peters fan, so we got to talking about that, and then the conversation just stemmed into some other shit.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
I'll give it a watch for sure. Don't worry. I was just like, I'm a totally different kind of chick. That's also be a totally different kind of podcast. I don't know.
That's okay. It's the beauty of it. It's difficult to get guests. It's easier on Zoom now because now people are are ghosting you, then like they just don't want to open their laptop or their phone. You're like, all right, I get it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yo, I must feel it must be like I'm not trying to be bitter. It's just a dumb high thought. Like if you like get ghosted on like a Tinder virtual date, that must be like the lowest. You must feel like the lowest piece of shit.
I don't know. I've never ever joined a dating site or app or anything ever.
Yeah, I don't know
Never
if I would
will.
ever do like a virtual date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever do that shit.
I was looking at this thing in like the New York Times where this guy saw a cute girl in this other apartment and he flew a drone down just to like say what's up to her. And then he ended up going on a date with her inside of a bubble, like the Bubble Boy episode from Seinfeld.
Hey, that's some
No
fucking
way.
Blade Runner shit.
That's wild.
yeah,
Story.
the guy was super masculine, so I'm pretty sure it worked out.
I think it went fine.
I find it weird that I'm a huge science fiction fanatic. I've said that so many times. But then when it comes to something like that, like if someone flew a drone at my apartment here, I'd be like, what the fuck? And just take a broom and just whack it. Like
you would think you think you're being invaded or something, you know?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
What I would be down for is in Fifth Element. I don't know if you remember, he got Chinese food delivered to his door by a dude in a little fake boat that floated up, and like he was like chatting away, and then he's like, "Oh, I gotta go," and then just closes the door. I'm like, I would order food like that.
Yeah.
I have fucking Chinese food float up to my balcony here. Yeah.
That'd be brutal, like dropping it 9 stories.
Whatever.
I honestly think if we had like invisible skip the dishes guys, though, it would cause more problems because guys would be creeping. There'd be some creepy dudes.
I know they're already having drone delivery, and I was like, no, man, I hope not in my neighborhood. It'd be so weird seeing drones flying around.
Yeah, flying by and then stopping and then turning and looking in your window. You're like, what the fuck?
Okay, unless I get free food. Like if it's a drone fuck up and I get some free food.
But I'm saying, imagine it's not even a drone for you. It's just one delivering somewhere else, and it just passes by and looks.
All I know is that I just find it funny that how much I love science fiction, and yet I'm so creeped out by watching it come to life.
It's slowly
it's
happening.
like watching a Black Mirror episode happen,
Yeah.
like all at once in simultaneous, all of the episodes
It's happening
all at
so
once.
fast. It feels like the next 10 years are being condensed into these 2 years, doesn't it?
Woo!
Like when they were just casually introducing AI on the Super Bowl commercials, I think last year before all this.
And they're like, by the way, aliens are real.
Yeah.
No
right.
big. Like
We have their
nobody's even,
spaceships.
and nobody's even freaking out about that. Like
Everyone's like, okay, cool.
no one's freaking
Turns
out about
out
that
your
at all.
antisocial uncle with the weird hat and fucking, trying to get the beams and rays away from his house was right, man.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Wants to dissect 15 minutes of Goodfellas just to say, that's how you get the feds off you right there.
Well, whatever.
Wild shit.
I'm gonna end up one of those old people. I'm like, kids today and their AI, fucking man. When I was a kid, we had dolls. Like,
Legit.
Let's play with a stick.
And they're fake dogs. I had a real dog. I had to pick up its poo.
Now, this is a random question. Do you guys have the influx of bird scooters that we're having here in Windsor? I feel like that's going to take over. That's going to be the new big three is bird scooters.
Yeah.
What?
There are these like those motorized scooters, like they're like electric scooters. I see them everywhere now.
What, the scooters that are here?
So
What?
like in California, I know for sure, I don't know where else, they have these like electric scooters everywhere and like little electric bikes, and you can essentially just rent it by using an app. You just scan the barcode.
Kind of like the bike
use
share, the Bixie bikes.
Yeah, and I've been seeing them everywhere here. So I think they're trying to push them into the city so that more people use these scooters instead of driving or whatever.
I could see that. As long as they don't accept
They're
people.
fun as
Okay,
fuck
the
to
thing
drive, but it's super
is that
dangerous.
people who drive scooters, not everyone, because when I had a scooter, I was very conscientious driver and I drove like a car and I put my fucking signals on and shit. But I've seen scooter people just like, oh, I'm gonna go left hand here. I'm gonna just go in oncoming traffic. Now I'm gonna just go up this sidewalk and I'm gonna just cross through these people, and
It was
it's
horrific in
wild what you
California.
see scooter people do, and it's suddenly, and like even bike
Big.
people don't do
There's
that.
like piles of them on the corners of sidewalks, just like people just dump them.
What?
Because people just are
They're
done with
like
them and they
mad.
just drop them on the sidewalk.
But doesn't it charge their credit card?
No, they just stop it. I'm just done with this rental, and then they just dump the scooter and then they leave it.
See, with bike share, I think you have to put it in the slot, and then it registers that the bike is there.
With the bird scooters, though, the thing is that you can pick them
Oh
up
my
on any
God.
corner. You find them on like an app. So
Okay, well, guys, if you get a scooter, don't drive like a dick.
Don't be a
And
dick.
a bike is better for your heart, and you get more fresh air. As
You
you
don't look
go.
like a jackass too on the sidewalk.
You look like a jackass, yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I
but-
saw a dude in socks and sandals riding them. It took everything in my power not to fucking throw like a stick in the wheel, just so that the fucking.
Yeah, you
so,
must
like,
hate it.
no,
You'd be like,
Oh
yo,
my
I
God,
have the right to be here.
I want to drop kick all these motherfuckers. It perturbs me to no end. I swear to God. Like maybe it's just the pent up rage of like the fucking third or eighth or seventh or whatever lockdown we're on and being inside. I'm just like it's the little things that mount. And you're like if we could just. It's not like let me preface this, okay? It's not that like I want these people to not be around. I don't like the idea of them. And when I see the idea of them, what they represent existence, I'm like first
Please
of all,
don't procreate.
you're taking up the
Oh my
handicap
God.
spot, so that's already a fucking red flag.
That's
It's like you
hilarious.
have legs and you choose to stand on wheels, you asshole.
But listen, I used to be 50 pounds overweight, so when people say they can't get in shape, it's like I can barely move, motherfucker. How did I lose all that weight? Okay, it wasn't through fucking starving myself, but like if anything, like I'm running in the spot in my chair, like I can kind of like run and just like pretend run in the way.
Pretend.
It's that's only for when the treadmill's occupied, which is there's no more treadmills because gyms ain't open here.
Okay, well, you must
And it closed too here.
you must feel a sentiment toward. I ranted a couple of weeks ago about, especially in a pandemic when we're supposed to be 6 feet away from each other and respectful of like
That's
traffic
nothing.
flow, and there's arrows everywhere. And then on the sidewalks, nobody fucking walks on the right, like the way traffic works. Like
Everybody walks like, like they're
That works
terrified.
different.
drives me nuts to no end, because then I got to alter my pattern, and now I'm trying to just fucking head to the store and back, or the bank and back, and I'm not there to meander out into the world. And I'm like that anyway. I'm a beeline shopper. I never meander.
Yeah.
So but
Exactly.
now during the pandemic, it's even more. Must drive you nuts.
Maybe if there is, and again, not doing a bit, this is just a real thing I remembered. My mother is the worst shopper. Like she'll stay in a store for like she'll look at the same fucking thing 5 or 6 times. And I'm just like, if I'm in my manual chair and I can't leave and I can't escape, I just have to sit there with her. And I would have to do that as a kid. So if there is a silver lining that the malls are closed and my mom can't
Oh
torment
my
me,
God.
like as a little boy.
Glass half
But
full.
I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I'm pretty much over it. I don't know. If you want to get it, if you want to get the shot, get the shot. If you don't. Just fucking open shit up and let us live our lives, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm not gonna harp on it too much, but even from the people that are hardcore into like, they want to like wear a mask as like a ball gag or something in bed. Like even those people, I think, are kind of sick of it. I want to use Teresa Tamm's face as a Halloween mask. That's one of the jokes.
Well, because like whether you're wearing the mask or not,
you're in the air.
still
dude.
not open, so you're still fucked. So it's like, even if you're team like vaccination and mask, you're still like, this still sucks. We're still locked at
You
home.
still need free testing across the board.
So they're still slowly coming
you just
over to
need
like,
free
hey, let's
testing.
open this shit up.
People
We're
in
gonna make
service-
a bunch of Elian Gonzalez's, but like with Wayne Gretzky and like shitty hockey jerseys of like the Stanley Cup teams that didn't win. It's like how like some of the third world countries get like the shitty Super Bowl.
Well, all I know is that as soon as we have shows back on and you're allowed to, as you almost came to our very last show that we had, and then you couldn't.
Really?
You couldn't. I can't remember what happened, but you couldn't make it. It was like the park show that we were doing.
I think so. Yeah, it was too last minute. It was some transportation thing.
Yeah, you wanted to
yeah.
get on, and then you were like, I can't make it. I can't. I was like, it's okay. It's a bitch for you to travel. it's a bitch, for anyone to travel, but also it's dangerous and you got to watch your immune system. So
My immune system's pretty dope, man. It's got a bunch of artillery. I've been arming it with zinc and fucking vitamins, working out pretty regularly. I don't fuck around. It's there's so much that I guess our media in Canada is not telling you in terms of how you can help yourself. But I didn't know quercetin was in so many foods and so many vegetables, and how you even got vitamin D. So that's been very illuminating.
Food is so important.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the Count of Monte Cristo and just staring up at the wall and figuring out new ways to make food.
Yeah, it's always nice getting a fresh perspective on stuff that like food, for example.
I love food.
Yeah.
I like good food. I like. Anyway.
But there's nothing better than eating some blueberries and being like, oh, I know this is gonna charge up my brain.
No, you know what's the best though? Blueberries on the side of the road in August. Oh,
with a little bit of whipped cream and some ice cream. Hell yeah.
oh my God, just off the vine. Just saying.
You guys, because we have the Strawberry Fest in LaSalle and Windsor. Do you guys have festivals like that up there?
And you get the almost rotten one on the vine still. That's super sugary, and that's not going to make it home. Oh, so good.
Yeah,
sorry.
Bomb ass.
This time of year, I crave food right off the vine.
Yeah.
Asparagus is so good right now, nice and crisp because it's in season. Anyway.
Oh man, it has to be done in the oven. Asparagus and the other way, it's flaming pretty gross. I find you gotta put the right amount of seasoning on it and butter.
Steamed. It could be fried. It could be barbecued. It could be in soup.
Barbecued asparagus is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Barbecued vegetables in general is pretty dope.
We gotta wrap this up. I've been yakking away like motherfucker, high as fuck.
I know. We could talk all day. We gotta do this on my show. Both of you guys need to come on.
Again. Is there anything you wanna say before you go? Anything you want to shout out? Your podcast, obviously, Wheelin N Dealin.
Yeah, Wheelin N Dealin, youtube.com/Dave Squeaky Wheels, DAVESQUEAKY, Wheels with the S. Sorry, the wine's kicking in. And Facebook, Dave Squeaky Wheels with the Z. Same with Instagram as well, at Dave Squeaky Wheels. And just that I love you guys because I think you're one of the first clubs that I've done in Toronto where I felt that the club really gave a shit about the comics, and you guys you care about what you put into your work, and I think that comes through in terms of your authenticity and just the love of your track record. Support JoJo's shit. JoJo's the shit. She if it wasn't for a couple of my buddies, I would have never met you, and I've heard great things. So support her and do what you got to do, man. I don't know. I don't have too much of a message, and risk it. Stay hitting the fist bump. It's the wrist bump.
Fist bumping it.
Yeah, it's my little calling card. I love you guys so much. Thank you for having me on. It's been
thanks for coming.
We'll see you again.
It came by so quick. Holy shit.
It does.
Take care.
All right, you take care. We'll see you soon.
Love you guys.
All right, Dave Squeaky Wheels.
Wheels, everybody.
With a Z. Anyway.
Part 2.
You
pumped for his podcast? You say you pumped to do his podcast?
Yeah, sure. He just started it, but then I looked today and I was like, "Oh, porn star," and I was like,
"You're like, oh, I want to be the next one."
Cool. I don't know what he's talking about. I'll have to find out what he's talking about. Here I am, go watch it. I was like, I don't know what it is.
Shall we?
I like Dave though. He's a fun guy.
Dave's great.
Let me do a bong rip before we bring on.
All right. While Joey's doing that, make sure you tap that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already.
Tell your friends.
Canadian person says, "Hi, Puff Mama." Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Solo says, "What are you drinking, Puff Mama?"
A Pilsner, old style.
Pilsner, old style.
$2 beer.
Hudson Rule says, "Hi, Joey. Good seeing you. I'm smoking with you."
Hi, Hudson. Woo. Nice. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting and being, good friends over the years. And we'll get back. We'll get back. Yes, in June of 2022.
Once everyone be good.
June of this year, maybe. Whatever.
It's a vax.
We're here. We're here. Anyway, we're gonna
Thanks
bring
for
on
the line.
our next comic that we have for the evening. You know him, you love him, everybody. It's Hunter motherfucking Collins.
Hey.
Hi, how are you? Look at your
Yo.
lighting.
Yo.
Yeah, yo.
Are you
Comes
trying
Devil's
to
straight
look?
lair
from
in here.
Devil's anus.
You-
The tiny hand. I wasn't ready.
Right off the bat.
I wasn't ready for the tiny hand. You son of a-
How's the cast been? How's the cast been so far?
It's been good.
It's been all right, yeah. I keep doing bong rips and talking random stuff.
Aggressively high.
But that's the way these podcasts go. You just go off in random directions, get high, like you would talking, around the bar at the underground.
Right. I don't know how you keep anything on track with the amount of weed you ingest. It's shocking to me.
Because if I don't, I have really bad ADHD and I don't focus, and then everything is
Center
disheveled.
Center point.
So weed shuts my mind down a little bit so it matches what my body can do, and then I can get things done.
Okay.
Does that
Yeah.
sound? Because when I don't have weed, like ask this guy, I get squirrely.
Because your body's like, oh, we gotta do shit. We
I
gotta
gotta
do,
do
and then
shit,
your
and
head's
then-
like, I got you. You're talking. You're moving too fast, man. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna work
Yeah.
on. Relax.
Okay. Funny,
smoke
has the
weed.
opposite effect on me. Weed
Oh,
makes me squirrely, worse than squirrely, like suicidal raccoony.
God damn.
Well,
Yeah.
everyone's biochemically different, so
Yeah.
you and I are
Clearly.
clearly just have different chemistries. So there we go.
Yeah, no, I know. A
I
lot of
still
people
like
just
you,
can't at all.
Hunter. Though.
Such a nice way of saying, well, we're all biochemically different. So
No,
we're
it's
all-
true.
Well, some of us are
Except-
pussies, and
It's
some
true.
of us.
It's true. They say when you have a true love, even if it's just for a short time, it's about smell too. And as soon as things change in life, your smell changes.
No, that's a
Yes.
fact. There's a lot of divorces because women went off of the pill and then their like scent changed of their husband's pheromones, and then they end up getting a divorce
It's weird though
because
because
they're
you
suddenly
suddenly
just
can't,
not
you
attracted
can't,
to them or whatever.
you can't stand to be in the same space.
Insane, yeah.
That's true. That's why I married a plate of spaghetti bolognese. She's never done me wrong. She smells great.
Yeah.
And I can just throw load after load into that thing. No complaints.
There you
You're
go.
taking that ragu.
It's starting to look more like a rosé now.
I got a dog. I don't do anything sexual with him, but we spoon a lot. He's really
yeah?
good at Little Spoon. He loves Little Spoon.
Spoons peanut butter.
But
How's the
and
smell?
he's better now. When I first got him, he didn't smell so good because he'd been, living on the street eating garbage food.
Oh, happen.
And then he was, at the foster home before me for a few months. So even if they fed them the best food in the world, it still takes like 6 months to a year to get new fur and to get it
Mhm.
completely out of you.
Yeah.
So he's had 2 seasons of shedding and now he smells good.
When's Johnny gonna start smelling better?
Never.
I don't know.
Hashtag never smell better.
He doesn't stink.
You got the lettuce going too, eh, Rogers?
Yeah, his pandemic hair. I
That's
just keep
great.
cutting mine with my own scissors. I just cut it.
I just
My
let
own
it go
self.
'cause
I don't care.
I don't
Your
wanna
hair looks
touch
on
it.
point, Joey.
Takes about 3 tries when I get it wet, and then I go foam, and then the next
Takes about
day
3
I go
tries.
back and I
about
wash
2
it,
weeks.
and then I fix it, and then a couple days later I fix it again, and then finally it doesn't look thick. Actually, it's very thick hair. It's just very fine. So
Hmm.
I don't know. It's stupid to cut.
I'd like to see someone vanilla ice their bangs one day. You know how Vanilla Ice had the eyebrow?
Oh, yeah, the eyebrow.
Vanilla.
Do that to the bangs.
Okay, well, when I was in high school, don't laugh. One of the very first hairstyles I ever got was steps in the back of my hair. So I had this bob and it came out like with little steps. And I was so
Awesome.
fucking proud of my step haircut. So it was like a bob, but like Devo hair, just steps at the back. I want to see that
Interesting.
back. A fucking steps.
That sounds so
Find a
cool.
photo of that.
Was my first haircut, like where I asked for like style.
Yeah.
Anyway, And actually, don't laugh. For 2 years, I was a hair model. Fun fact.
Oh, why would I laugh? I think
Because
that's
I have
Yeah. I was gonna say,
such
that's
perfect straight hair. Like I don't ever brush my hair, dude. Like once in a while, the comb goes through it, like when I put a ponytail like this. But it's so straight. I just have to go in the shower, and the water will brush it. It'll just go.
yeah.
So hairstylists love that because they don't have to iron it, and they can work with for those kinds of
Mm.
haircuts. So
I don't brush mine either. Just give it the old.
Oh, coconut oil.
Ready to go.
I like the shaved look though. I think it suits you. No one else could rock that, but you.
Thank you. I'm not like the other girls.
It's okay. At least you got rid of the goatee finally. I love the full. For the longest time, like you sported the goatee past other people wearing goatee.
Yeah, keeping it.
I'm like, no one ever said anything because
Don't
we
you
love
care
you.
about male asshole cancer?
Oh my fucking god. Okay, so I have a fun story I got to share with you. So one of the shows you used to produce at my club was called the Eggnog Fiasco. Obviously didn't get started there, but the last few years were there. One of my favorite shows ever, by the way.
Thank you.
And I missed that. And if we ever allowed to do shows again, we're gonna have to pull something like that out of the hatch. That was so much fun. I actually
We'll make it happen.
in December I thought that would be a fun idea to try and do an online version, but then we're just getting drunk alone online.
Yeah.
Someone's just in their
It
house
would've
by
been
themselves
funny
dumping
by
it.
its like during the podcast, but then very sad for everybody alone.
I was like, oh, he's
So I was
just
like, I can't do that to the comics.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same. For people watching, I mean, the eggnog fiasco is I sit on stage and drink 4 liters of rum and eggnog and get progressively belligerent and just bring up like 20 comedians one after the other and berate them to their stupid puny faces.
Yes, it was a good roast. It was good. Although the year that I made you the puke bucket, do you remember the white puke bucket? And I wrote on it in big marker, I wrote Hunter's puke bucket, and then I put it on the stage. Okay, so you didn't puke in it ever. After that, I brought it out 2 shows, and
Yeah.
even like the next year, I was like, "Look, it's still in the bucket," and like put it out. No puking.
No, but I dropped a big creamy yellow deuce in there at least. Took a big shit for the crowd.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I just ripped a couple of albino boa logs into
I
that
wouldn't be
fucking with me.
surprised. Some vile shit.
No,
is
he's
happening.
fucking with me.
If Floyd Banks has slammed
Totally
his dick
would've
on a
known that.
keyboard, then I believe that Hunter has shit in a bucket.
It was a child xylophone. It was never a keyboard. It was a xylophone.
Still.
Okay,
Has
so
anyone ever shit on stage? There should be more stand-up shitting.
just a dog
You
once.
should call Guinness.
Mars shit on the stage once, and I guess I didn't catch it before a show happened. Right in the
Most people shit in front of. I
and it
don't know
was
if that's
Jeff
a record.
Paul. Jeff Paul
Right.
went on the
Yeah.
stage, and it was, of course, him that just like sees dog shit, and he's the first comic. And I was like, oh man. And I like pick up the dog shit while Jeff Paul just like ripped into me about it. It was
Yeah.
when Mars was super old, and he would just like
Just crap.
sometimes before
Oh
a
my
show,
God.
I'd let him run around the room, and he'd take a crap on the stage.
Oh my god.
Most of the time, I'd catch it. Anyway.
At least you had something funny on stage that day.
No humans ever took a shit on the stage. Okay, but here, I was going to tell you this funny story about the bucket. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed that the leak that was at the club, we hung up the bucket. We used your bucket to catch a leak. I just like put a screw hook in the ceiling, and then I hung the bucket. So sometimes it would just be hanging in the ceiling when it was raining. Hunter's puke bucket.
I ain't even gonna. Someone just casually.
Okay, here's the funny thing though is when I closed the club up, even I was saying this earlier, I just left some random stuff there, just some things that I forgot the puke bucket on the ceiling. So whoever's going in there, like, look at whatever. So like you always leave random crap, but I
Yeah.
left it there because the leak was there and it would catch leaks. But I kept thinking,
My
who
god.
the fuck is going in there to see Hunter's puke bucket? Totally out of context. No
Yeah,
idea.
this Hunter fellow must have had vertigo or something. Every time he got close to the ceiling, he had to Ralph.
Oh my god. Anyway, I thought you'd find that funny.
Gotta change a lot of light bulbs. I can't do it.
Throw this out. No, he never puked in it ever.
Don't look down, Dad.
Anyway, whatever. Okay, well.
So have you guys been talking about what is it? Not Guardians of the Galaxy. Highway of the Galaxy
Hitchhiker's
Highway?
Guide to the Galaxy.
Right.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah.
Is that been today's theme?
Well, because recently is marked the 20th anniversary of the death of Douglas Adams, who's the writer of the show, or the books, which spawned the show, which spawned the movie, which spawned other things.
Everybody has a day.
And yeah, in a week, there's a day that's called Towel Day, because in the movie, it's good for a hitchhiker to have a towel because it could be used for anything like warmth, or it could clean you, or you could use it as a blanket, or you could wrap it up and get it wet and use it as a weapon, or you could flag help with it. It's like very helpful to have a towel. Anyway. Just one little tidbit about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
So there's a whole
it'd be
day.
good to have. But think about this, like, why would you pick May 25th for Towel Day, which is like Victoria Day weekend? So we got to compete with May 24, plus also that's planting day, so people always know May 24, you plant your garden. There's a bunch of things going on like that.
Yeah, you get screwed for presents for sure.
Should have made it on Douglas Adams' actual death date, May 11th. Nothing going on. We're waiting to go outside and we're not even going to get a May 24 this year, eh? Fuck. Nothing.
This is the first one.
June.
Observances: carrying a towel throughout the day.
Okay, so May 25th, walk around with your towel, folks.
Yeah.
You never know if you're going to need it
towel.
for whatever reason.
Good for butt
The Earth
whipping.
could just suddenly.
Like JJ Lieberman's been celebrating that. It's 365. Remember, he always had the towel with him.
You do. Oh my god!
He always had a towel. Yeah.
You do.
He always looked like he was just coming from teaching a gym practice.
Awesome. Oh well. What are you gonna do, eh? I'm kind of a bit of a nerd about this, so yeah, we were talking about that earlier. But there's 1,000 rabbit holes you can go down there. It's good.
I just remember dolphins. That's all I remember. Dolphins take over the world. Is that the?
Dolphins are the second most intelligent beings on the planet, next to mice, who actually are running the whole show.
Okay.
They're actually the third most intelligent. And see, dolphins knew that the Earth was going to be destroyed, and they were trying to warn us this whole time. But their language is a series of backflips and, catching fish. And we interpreted that as they want to do tricks for us. So we did that. And they just keep trying to tell us that the world is going to be destroyed and you need to get off the planet now. We didn't listen. So right before the world got destroyed, they just fucked off. And they were singing "So Long and Thanks for All the Fish."
Right. They are brilliant, dolphins. I'm ashamed to say it. I swam.
So
I swam with dolphins once.
It has come to this.
Do they try anything funny with you? Because I heard that they like doing that.
Yeah, we got there, and the guy it was in Cuba. Again, I'm very ashamed of this. I'd never do it again. I was roped into it by a girlfriend. Not to shit on an ex or anything, but
you coke with a dolphin.
We get there, and the guy's like, "Welcome to the swimming with the dolphins. And first of all, we have some rules. Do not touch the dolphins' eyes, blowhole, or genitals." And I was like,
"What?
There's got a lot of problems with people jerking off the dolphins here." And then he's like, because if you do that, the dolphin in here, whose name was Brenda, by the way, Brenda is liable to bite you and follow you back to your place and bite you again. Like, okay, good one. And he's like, yes, and don't try to ride the dolphin, or else the dolphin will give you a nip on the bum and might even take your wallet. I'm like, okay. And then he goes, get out of the water right now because the dolphin is very agitated and about to attack. And we're like, ha ha ha. He's like, seriously, Get out of the water. We are all in grave dolphin danger. And we're like, is this another bit or are you serious? Like, you might want to differentiate the tone of your
that way it's
homicidal
still
dolphin
keeping-
warnings
God.
It's
from
the
your
only way
dolphin
not to speak
humor.
English.
Yeah. But yeah, so we had to fuck off. Brenda was pissed. He's like hanging on to the dolphin in a headlock, and the
Oh,
dolphin.
poor
is, like,
dolphin, man.
Oh my god.
yeah, it's terrible.
I hope Brenda gets her revenge.
Jesus.
Mhm.
I hope that guy loses a finger for making her do tricks.
I hope she
when
follows him
Yeah.
home.
all she's trying to
takes
do
his
is tell him
wallet.
that the world is about to be destroyed and you need to get off the planet. And he's making her do tricks. Fucking people putting their fingers in her vagina, and she's like, "Look, the world is about to be destroyed."
All comes full circle, folks.
That's why Brenda was mad.
For the record, I did finger the dolphin.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I was about to say, for the record, guys, dolphins are in trouble. Look it up.
And
And you're
dolphins
like, I
are
didn't finger it. I'm like, good for
known
you. You better not have
abusers.
fingered it.
It's
Should
not
that
much
have even
different
been
than
said?
it's not much different than a Polish woman.
Oh man.
An angry dolphin?
With the dolphin vagina.
Oh. You're like, no, just specifically this part of the dolphin.
Yes, specifically that.
It's like a whole Polish woman.
Okay, young or old? Because there's the big difference there. Bet there's some young, hot
How old's the
Polish
dolphin?
chicks. They make a lot of porn.
Yeah, I've only hooked up with underage Polish girls, so I couldn't tell you.
Stop fucking with people.
Clip it.
This means
What?
it doesn't work. We don't believe you, Hunter.
I'm not gonna take this seriously.
Okay,
Da,
I'm
da,
high
da, da,
as usual.
da.
The way. Okay, so we were gonna play you wanted to talk about your Dave's Come video.
Yeah, why not?
Let's hit that up. I got it queued up, and
Okay.
Johnny has a way of playing the video, and we can just hang out. So everybody, this is one of Hunter's projects. Give it a watch. Make the screen
It's a
big.
hot country morning.
I love it.
For a farmer, a tailor, or a big league ball player. There's only one thing that gives hard-working folks like you the spirit you need to get through the day. That's why you reach for a jar of Dave's Come. Responsibly and ethically sourced. No preservatives, no additives. Just come. And there's a certain responsibility that comes with only putting the creamiest, hormone-free cum on your family.
His face, man.
Take that lightly.
Fuck me.
Yeah, you don't want it to go bad. You gotta refrigerate
No.
that shit.
Important to refrigerate that cum.
Ethically sourced.
At Dave's ethically sourced cum. Yeah, there's like 6 Dave's cum videos now.
So did
You
you,
wanna
just
go-
get like stock footage for like farmland and put it together with
I got a nice camera and came in a goddamn jar.
what?
I got a
Oh.
nice camera and came in a jar for like a week.
For like a week.
That's all real.
It's not real. It's
I was-
photoshopped. Ew.
I was
But
actually coming home from like a hockey game one day, and I saw a big billboard for McDonald's ethically sourced beans for their coffee, and then I just thought it'd be funny to ethically source cum.
exactly how okay, if anyone didn't see that connection, that I totally saw that because I see everything is plant-based or locally sourced or you
Yeah.
know they're using all
they're
these
making you
keywords.
go, is it though?
And
Like,
it's not. I mean, a lot of it is garbage. Might as well
Yeah.
become. So
that's like McDonald's.
that's why I thought
their
this
beef
was
company.
brilliant. That it was just such a great. I don't know if some people get the direct, like the satire. They'll see
Yeah,
it
yeah.
directly. But I saw it immediately, and I was like, oh,
People
that's
commenting
brilliant.
like, how do I order? Yeah, order like fake jars of cum.
Don't you
Did like
have it on
a-
your website? You had it on your website in the merch section, didn't you?
What I have, I
Just
had
put it an
Oh, no.
IN
No,
really
you know
small
what?
next to it and just sell cumin and just put an IN really small, Dave's cumin,
It's
but
the-
just
That's
cum
good.
is really big.
You had a
That's
rubber
good.
mask. You had a rubber mask made for yourself, and then you had it in the merch section, but it said sold out.
Yeah.
So was that
Yeah,
just like a gag, like product thing? Like it never existed.
It
So
never
you-
existed. I just photoshopped a realistic rubber mask of my face, and then I said that it had a fleshlight in the mouth,
I
and
saw
that you could use it to store, like, to pot your plants or store dry pasta, or to defile with rage. And
File with rage.
so I just put it up on my website as instantly sold out because I don't know, just for fun.
It's there.
You wanna build the hype.
Life's a joke.
Go to his site. I have a site there. Show
You
it.
can. I also have astrology juice for sale on my website, which
Yeah, what was up with that?
Astrology juice will just give you a lot of astrology. For those people who believe in astrology, you can get a bunch of it from this juice that I make out of real astrology. And it comes in a nice jar with a label. It says astrology juice. And you know, it's
Sugar water?
yeah, it helps your life direct itself. And it's you know, the stars influence it, and the moon cycle, the whole kit and caboodle. Whether Mercury's in retrograde or not, astrology juice is always full of astrology.
Sugar water? There's the rubber mask, though.
Yeah, the mask.
Sorry, I just think it's hilarious. Sold out.
Pretty convincing.
Yeah, there was a photo of you with it on anyway. Okay, I'm high and rambling.
There's a comment too.
Yeah.
I did.
Love it. Okay, well, I always loved your creative genius. I always love everything you ever did, ever. You never
Well,
stopped,
thanks
ever.
for
Not
giving
once.
all my bullshit a home, Joey.
Dude, I'm honored that you called it a home. A lot of people did too, but there's certain people where I was like, please don't leave me or not be there in the future.
Yeah, everyone will come
gotta-
back for Joey.
You gotta come back for me.
Of course.
We got you.
Finally, you're allowed to do shows again. Fuck.
Yeah. We got to do the Eggnog Fiasco year 13.
That definitely for sure. I
Yeah.
think wherever we do, we'll just have like a secret vaccination party. Like you can't come unless you're vaccinated or something.
Right.
Like, at least some loophole.
Come Christmas. Come on. We got to be good by
It's
Christmas.
gotta be good by Christmas.
I'll go down to England myself and raid the AstraZeneca lab.
I don't know. I'm
Fill
being
all my-
sarcastic, when I say that. So
I'll
I'm
fill a
sure
bunch
we'll
of
be
Dave's
fine
cum
by
jars with
Yeah.
AstraZeneca
I never
vaccine.
want to force ever want to force anybody to have a vaccine to watch any show of mine. That's one thing I'm really worried about, that they're gonna do that. I was like, don't make a vaccine passport, please. Some of my
Yeah.
friends are never gonna take it, and some of my friends are gonna get it, like already have gotten it. I don't care either way. I just want to make people laugh, but don't make me, do things for people. Like I don't mind taking temperatures. Fine. You can go see comedy. You can go see comedy. That's all.
You take
I'm
temperatures
gonna
like a
do.
mom, though. Let me feel your forehead.
I hated having the gun pointed at my forehead.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah. Well,
and they write it down.
Is there a fucking Vietnam photographer nearby who can capture this moment?
so weird. Well, whatever it happens,
Strange shit.
it'll happen. We'll keep doing some online things, some more fun, I guess. We'll figure out some way. And then I know that when we finally allowed to do park things, that'll be the first thing I'm sure I'll be allowed to do. So you can come and do. You can't bring Kobe to the park though. Kobe can't come.
Oh
Kobe's
man,
my
I've read.
favorite though. Like we're gonna play a Kobe clip at the end when we're done here. I got it queued up.
Okay, great.
The video you took at the underground, it's on your YouTube page, so it'd be hilarious if YouTube flags me for copyright.
Oh yeah, I don't think
did
I've
for-
tried to monetize it.
Guys, those are watching 2 weeks ago when I showed the swearing parrot video.
Immediately we're like on it.
No, it took about a week. But they finally, it's just like, oh, your video can't be monetized because of copyright claim. And then if you click on the thing, here's why. And then up above, a window comes and explains the exact reason and who the copyright owner is. So I'm like, okay, so it's the dude that had the swearing parrot video. But here's the thing. The guy that actually has that YouTube page, that's not his parrot. And he took that from I know because I follow, the parrot's name is Pebble, and Pebble is in rehabilitation house. So the guy's taking really good care of him, and he came from a house where there was encouraging of the swearing. It's vile swearing, dude. You'd love it. Anyway. But this middle company took this guy's video, and all they did is put subtitles on the bottom of it. And I use that video because of the subtitles, but now it's their video. So it's like, you don't even shout out Pebbles. Fuck, he's a pretty cool parrot. And most of the time, Pebbles is pretty cool, but then he has these epic freakouts. Like, if you try and clean his cage or move something, he just has these temper tantrums that are brilliant. And this guy films them, and he's just like, okay, Pebble, all right. You say what you got to say. Right on. Like, he just patiently waits for Pebble to be done with his temper tantrum.
Oh my God.
Well, imagine how pissed Pebbles will be when he finds out his video has been stolen by some other account.
No, it's just funny. You've been flagged for copyright
Get my
claim.
money.
I'm like, but that guy, did he get flagged for stealing from Pebbles? No. Anyway.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
It's funny how censorship works.
Pebbles
I had
is a lot worse
the word slime hole bleeped from TV one time. I mean, I was talking about vaginas, but they bleeped slime hole. I guess it's pretty vile, but it's also like not a bad word.
They bleep like slime or hole, or just the whole,
Oh my God.
all of it together?
The whole thing.
Because sometimes they'll just hit one word, right? So you're like, oh.
Which
Yeah.
also leaves you guessing as to what you described it as.
My
Like,
God.
could be a variety of things. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you mouth it, you can't really tell what it is.
You know when you're gonna beep it, you have to extra say it.
Hey guys, you guys can't say slime
Oh
hole.
my God.
Slime hole, slime hole, slime hole, slime hole. Say that.
Who
10
doesn't like a nice sloppy slime hole? Are we not animals?
It's not always
basic
a slime
need.
hole. Sometimes it's a nice little, petting carpet.
Behind every man is a strong slime hole.
Or sometimes it's, what do they call it? The man in the canoe.
That's so funny.
Do you
I've
remember
never
that?
heard
Or
that.
did you just hear that first time? That's an old term.
Wow.
That's what guys would tell guys who don't know how to go down on a woman. It's just like, look for the man in the canoe.
Oh, man, I could know.
And like sometimes there's reeds on either side, but there's still a canoe, and the man's always at one end of the
It's
canoe.
hilarious.
Yeah. Well, the
Good
girl I'm
analogy.
dating never lets me leave the lights on, and I went down, and it was more like there was like a big sausage in the canoe. Is that normal?
Whatever. It's a strong, busty rower.
Yeah, like a
tall man in the canoe.
throbbing, veiny, hairless man in the canoe.
Okay, well, I also heard, I don't know if this is from experience, but perhaps maybe someone can correlate this, but if there's a bigger clit, they feel more
Huh.
than girls with little clits. But of
I'd
course,
like to get that answer.
probably never in a study. This is probably just someone with a big clit said that,
Could be
like
that too.
same way little dick people say that they feel more. I think fucking sex is awesome either way. So
Well,
how could you measure that?
Come on, Joey. Sex is just a
Yeah.
pathway to the devil's mind,
Well,
is all. It's terrible.
sometimes it clears
And
the
the Dave's
bullshit.
come.
Dave's come.
I dated a girl with a clit so big one time I could wrap it around my knuckle and then put it in a headlock. And I had to get her off. I had to give it a noogie.
Did she squirt?
Yeah, I think it could have just been blood though. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm getting rude now. Sorry. Okay, well, we probably shouldn't.
I had hockey gloves on at the time.
Oh, how rude.
was big enough to jersey
At
it.
least use oil. Fuck.
Yeah, we had some Gatorade in the bottles.
Oh my god.
Okay, enough.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for having me, Joey. It's nice seeing you, Johnny.
Nice seeing you too, man.
Yeah, I
We'll
didn't
see you
mean
in
enough
person
like
next
get off
time.
the podcast, but we have been talking a long time. But I love you, and you're hilarious, and I miss you, and I miss comedy, and I miss the whole shebang. And every week I go through this every Thursday. I go like, this is my only connection. Who do I got tonight? And then
Well, I love you too, and I miss you too. Thanks for having me.
we'll see
Hope
you
to see you soon.
on the flip side.
Yeah, catch you guys in a little bit.
Take
Yo,
care, man.
smoke that Indo.
I will smoke my Indo right now. This one's going to you, Hunter.
Yo, clear that chamber, yo.
Hunter Collins, everyone.
That was Hunter Collins. We know that. Oh God. Okay, well, those are our 3 guests that we had this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This week we're going to change a little bit of format. What we're going to do is we'll do ourselves a little shout out, obviously, and then we're going to end the podcast with a video. I'm getting pasty mouth. Of the last open mic comedy show that we had. Hunter taped his set. If anyone saw Kobe the Cobra, I can't believe YouTube hasn't pulled it down. It's so fucking rude.
I'm gonna just redo it.
It's so good. But basically we love Kobe the Cobra. So I'm sorry if anyone's triggered or offended, but that's why I thought we would have it on as a tag on at the end rather than a part of the podcast. Guys, and make sure you watch every week. We'll continue this right through lockdown. We'll get the shows going as soon as we're allowed to. I guess I'm encouraging vaccines at this point. If it gets the fucking market going, fuck. I miss you guys. I miss hanging out like that. So anyway, thanks for watching. And make sure you tell people about it that you talk to online. Share the posts. Kind of been on Facebook for the last little bit. Kind of need to be away from the screens. My eyes are kind of being bothered by them, and I need to just go look at more nature, I think. Anyway, staring at fucking Facebook feet, whack biscuits. Anyway.
You ready for
Kobe? So guys, without further ado, enjoy the end of the podcast. And it's Kobe the Cobra, and we'll see you next week. Kobe the Cobra.
Comment if you can hear it, because this deserves.
It's so good. Deserves a watch. Thanks for staying.
I know this. I see this people watching.
I'm not doing the tech. I'm sorry.
I'm barely doing the tech.
Okay.
That's why. But look, I apologize in advance. Know that I do not condone anything Kobe the Cobra says. I really resent him, but it's Jeff's last show. So I'm doing it. This is for you, Jeff. Please welcome Kobe the Texas Cobra. Oh man! Thanks for taking me out of that goddamn sissy badminton racket bag you had back there, God. I'm so fucking glad this is the last ever open mic. Goddamn, this show's the worst. Staring at all your beady little fucking stoned eyes. Every one of your beepers looks like you angled this fucking jogger a bit this morning. See you too, Kobe. Hey, I'm newly single, man. I want to party. I'm not just dating snakes either. I'm dating human women. Is that so, Kobe? this new move I like to do on the first date. You know, some guys they do that move there. It's called come hither. I got one like that. It's called come slither. Come in. How does that work? It's pretty simple. I slither inside them and they come. Absolutely disgusting. What? What? You'd be surprised how much room's in some of those things. If I get a Ukrainian girl, I can fit in there with 4 or 5 of my friends. Casual racism. I ain't not racist, man. I was just talking to a black snake online today. Oh, yeah, she's a black mamba, that one. And, I'm hoping she accepts my friend request on Facebook because I would death at her. I'd death at her. Falling along there. Shh. She's got shit taste in music though. She only likes one song, Mamba number 5. It's too bad. Very interesting, Kobe. What else have you been doing with your time? Well, I've been watching a lot of movies. I like about catching up on some old classics. I was watching that movie Clash of the Titans. Y'all ever seen Clash of the Titans? They got that hot hunk of bitch Medusa in that movie. Man, I'd like to see her sneaking, you know what I'm talking about? Her head every day is a 24-hour snake fuck fest, man. I get so hard watching Clash of the Titans. But there's a scene in that movie, the soldiers, they bring a mirror to Medusa's lair, and they make her catch her own reflection in the mirror, and she turns to stone. Man, those constrictor. I hate my fucking life. Still got this ex-wife. She's been taking me for everything I owed. My God, it's terrible. We were married for 10 years. 10 years. I got one blowjob the whole time. She didn't even swallow. That's what you get for marrying a spitting cobra.
Spinning cobra.
Hey, Hunter. Yeah, what is it? Look at this girl over here in the red sweater. Yeah, what about her? She looks like my ex a little bit. Does she look like my ex? She looks like Anna. Yeah, she looks like Anna just a little bit. She looks like Anna, kinda. Kinda looks like Anna,
Anaconda.
Anyhow, here's how it all went down, the divorce and all that. One day, I was just sitting down, getting high. And then Anna comes up to me and she's all like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, hey, man, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what the hell did you say? She thought I made a comment about how I really thought her sister had nice tits. But she's a reptile. I said nice pits, as in olfactory pits, which we snakes use to detect prey, feel, nose, and senses heat. You don't get it until you're snake on your face. I was like, what your sister wouldn't have tits? She's a snake. What snake has tits? I mean, except Kellyanne Conway, but it's not. Snake with tits. So anyway, she probably misheard me because, you know, I was smoking weed that real bad cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth.
So anyway, she starts packing her shit up and leaving our place, and I'm like, hey, wait, before you go, you better give me back that goddamn engagement engagement ring I gave you the other day. I want my diamond back. Give me my diamond
Diamond back.
So she gets on the fucking phone. She calls up the po-po. The police shows up. Oh my God, the cops are on the way. This Anna, she bit me. Drew blood. She broke the scales. I was like, bitch, next time you want to break the scales, step on one. Big snake.
Big snake.
I mean, she ain't the biggest snake you ever saw, but when, she was digesting a baby hippo, it was hard to tell which end was her, which end was the hippo. So the cops show up, I'm bleeding, and they're like, that's it, buddy, you're going down to the station. And I'm like, fuck you, pigs. I ain't going nowhere. Suck my dick, officer. Suck my fucking snake dick, officer. Yeah, I want head from you. I want some head from a cop. I want copperhead.
I forgot about that one.
Anyhow, I gotta hold down a couple jobs now just to make ends meet, man. I got one job in bathroom renovation. I'm mostly reptile.
I'm mostly reptile.
You can come up with better shit. Nukes there, bastard. I don't give a rat's ass if you don't like it, but if you have any rat asses, throw them up here. Got much. Just to have the energy to do this show, I was drinking Red Bull and crushed up ephedrine in that fucking badminton case. Anyway, I got another job at an office, and I photocopied my ass, and the photocopies came out and just looked like some dude's dick. My whole body's a dude dick. Hey, brah. Hey, brah, you know where snakes like to get their photocopies done, brah? Kinko's, brah. Kinko, brah.
Oh my God.
And now, for the stand-up comedy portion of my show. What? Did the mommy snake and the puppy snake get inscribed on their bathroom towels? His and hers, man. His and hers. Come on.
It's so bad.
This guy is only looking at the snake. I'm not real. Where does the snake leave all of his skin that falls off? In the shed. The shed. This joke's off. Last joke. What did the black guy's snake say when he removed his girlfriend's brassiere from the freezer? He said, man, that's a cobra. Cobra. Honestly, it's not a shame at all that this show is over. All these comedians are gonna have to find another Wednesday night room to not get paid in. This is not the time. This is perform. This is classless. I don't give a shit. Imagine Jeff opened a restaurant and then brought in the city's best chefs to make delicious meals every week. The best meals the city's ever seen. And Jeff would walk into that kitchen every week and reheat the same old shit.
cruel.
And keep all the money. Bullshit.
Oh my God.
Oh, there's misunderstandings. Jeff misunderstood that you ain't supposed to eat a box of Dunkaroos and a boot full of Pepsi for breakfast every day. Misunderstanding. Jeff's looking at me like he wants to make a belt out of my ass right now. Too bad I'm not like
Can you hear Jeff's laugh?
160 inches
So
long. Alright, one last thing I'll say to Jeff and especially Puff Mama and oh my god about having these shows here because I gotta go first. I just want to say one thing about having these shows. I want to say, hey, thanks for having them. Thanks for having them. 2-1, I'm going to go back.
Oh man. Wow. Well, that was Hunter Collins, Kobe the Cobra. I'm gonna let you do that. That was really endearing, guys. I just had to share that. I'll probably try and share more videos like that from the club because I know you guys are yearning for that and we still have more lockdown. But thanks for watching.